Hey, first grade, this is Mr. Houston, and this week's lesson, after I talked with some of you guys and thought about what would be the best place to go this week after we finish with digital citizenship, I decided that we are going to do like a video or review of how to use some of the basics of Google Classroom. Okay, so I am logged out of my account and I'm logged into an account where it will look like yours should look as a student. Okay, so we're going to go through and sort of talk about some of the basics of Google Classroom. So I'm starting from the point where I'm sort of assuming that you guys have already joined, right? So if you've not joined, you need to get the Google code for our computer special and put that in so you can join this class, okay? Or otherwise, you're not going to see any of this. Okay, let's start with kind of the main navigation buttons, right? Navigation, guys, just means how we get around on a website, right? So what we've got right up here, this is like the main menu. So if we click on these three lines, we're going to see like all our classes, our calendar, all that kind of stuff. So you see that, then I'm going to see all this stuff, right? So you're going to see all of that when you click there. And then it took me back out there. So when you click here, it's like your main menu. Now, your stream, this is where you're going to find announcements from your teacher, upcoming deadlines. If your teacher has it set to where you can post, you'll be able to post here. They can post and comment here. And it's called a stream because it's just going to be one long continuing stream of content. So whatever is the most recent will be at the top. So as you guys can see, I have posted, and we'll look in the classwork section in a second. I have posted some cheat sheets for Google Classroom. If your parents, if this would help them more, I posted some cheat sheets for this week on Google Classroom. Okay, so that's there. So this is the stream. All right, and remember, if your teacher allows you to post, always make sure it has to do with what is going on in class. Okay, we don't need you to necessarily post hi or tell us anything unless it has to do with what's going on in our class, and make sure that it is appropriate. I always tell my students if they post in the stream without me telling them to, it's like yelling out in class, right? And you don't yell out in class unless you're called on. So this is the stream. You click here, you can see classwork, right? So I've laid out our first grade class by the weeks. This was our first week in digital learning, and we did our first lesson on digital citizenship. This was our second week in digital learning, and we did our second lesson in digital citizenship. I also put up some keyboarding practice websites. This was our third week, and we did our last digital citizenship lesson. And then this is this week, right? So I put up these Google cheat sheets for Google Classroom, and after I'm finished with this video, you're going to find this video here as well. Okay, and then up here, I haven't put this under a week yet, but I've just asked people if they can sign up for BrainPop for us in the future. Okay, so that's classwork. We'll come back to that in a second. People, this is where you can email your teacher. You can see all of your other classmates. This is all of the other first grade students, and that's you can see all of that right there. All right, there's not a lot else to talk about that. Over here, these like tiles, you put your mouse on it, it says Google Apps. This just takes you to all the different things in the Google suite, the different tools, the different software. Remember, if you don't see a letter right here, you're probably not logged into your account. You want to make sure you go click on account and log into your account, right? And remember, when you log in, everybody has an Imagine Chancellor Google email address. That's their first name dot their last name at imagine-chancellor.com. Right? And I just want to make sure I show you that. Right? First name dot last name at imagine-chancellor.com. Right? So you've always got to have that to get into your Google account. And then your password is your PB number. To get into your Google account, you have to have those two things every single time. Whether you save it for your computer to remember it or not, that's up to you, but you're going to have that every single time. Okay, let's go back and talk about this main menu just a little bit more. It's always going to be there, those 3 lines. I'm logged into my wife's account right now because she joined my class for me to show you a student view. So it's going to look a little bit different than yours, but not much. You're going to be able to see your classes here. You're going to be able to see a calendar. You're going to be able to look at all of your work for your classes. And then you're going to be able to see each of your classes listed. So you should see your first grade teachers class and then your specials classes, right? So that goes right there in the main menu. Let's go back to the student stream for just a second. We talked about most of this already. This is where you're going to find announcements from your teacher, any upcoming deadlines, where if your teacher enables it, you could post and comment. But you're going to see upcoming assignment deadlines right here. If I set something that's due at a certain time and has to be submitted by that time, it would show you right here. And I haven't done that with anything so far. I haven't put anything where it was due by a certain time. If your teacher allows you to post, like we said, you'll see a box like this at the top of the screen, top of the stream, excuse me. So you can click in this to share something. So I could type in here and share with you guys. I could click add and take a document from my Google Drive. I could put a link to another website. I could take a file off my computer if I had like a Microsoft Word document that I wanted you guys to be able to read, or I could link to a video directly from my YouTube page. So you put all that there and I could just click post, right? And it's just that easy, right? So that is post sharing something in the stream. I can also post announcements here, just like you could post something. And that's pretty much it for the stream. Okay. So let's go now to Classwork. This is where you'll find classwork, your assignments and your class materials. All right. So right here, you can view your work. So I'm looking at it here so this is what it looks like for my class. So we've got lesson 3 on digital citizenship. That was the most recent one. I didn't put a due date on it, but I did assign it because I put it as an assignment. Same thing for lesson 2, same thing for lesson 1, right? If this had been something that I wanted you to complete instead of just watch, if it had an assignment where you had to type on it or type something up, I would have had a due date here and you would have been able to turn this in. As it is, all you had to do is watch it, right? So I can change how this looks by going to these filters over here. I can look at just what's assigned, what's been returned with a grade. See, I haven't done anything like that because it was just videos for you guys to watch. I can see what's missing if I didn't turn something in. So a filter just means you change what you're looking for, right? It changes the exact way you're looking at it, right? That's what a filter is. Let's go back over here to Classwork again on this page. So over here, or actually let's stay up here. View your work. Here's the Google Calendar. Here's your class drive folder. I'm not going to get into a lot of detail about that. You can tell here the way I've laid out what I've assigned, when it's been posted. If I click on the 3 dots, I can copy the link, but I don't really have a reason to do that. Same thing here. I can copy the link. But you can see when I posted it, right? The picture kind of shows you what each of these different things are. Okay, because there's all different. I can put it under different terms. It could just be material. It could be an assignment. It depends on how I want to label it. Over here, there could be all these different topics. Your teachers could organize things organize your assignments by topics, by materials, by any way they want, really. And you can see it right here. Now, I haven't organized it by any different topics because we don't do a lot of work. I only see you guys for 40 minutes a week. So if I saw you all day, every day, I might organize this by all these different topics: math, reading, depending on the subject, something like that. Okay. Okay. Let's take a look at an assignment on the classwork page. So I'm just going to click on what I posted today. Now, this is just listed as material because it's not an assignment. So you could just click view material and you're able to just see it. It's not an assignment that you have to turn in. Now, I could go back and show you what an assignment you have to turn in looks like, but it's going to look a little different. So look at this one. I want to click on view assignment. This is what it looks like for you guys. It looks different for me, right? So if I wanted to make a public comment that everybody could, if I wanted to make a public comment that everybody could see, I would put it right here, right? That's what a class comment is. If you wanted to leave a private comment just for me, you would put it right here. Okay. So let's say there was an assignment for this besides just watching the video, right? If you actually had something you had to do. Well, let's say at the end of this video, I asked you to do, let's just go to it and look at that. Let's say at the end of this video, I asked you guys to do this part right here. See that? If I asked you to do the pause and think, and you go, well, how am I going to do that? And how am I going to turn that in for Mr. Houston? Well, I'm going to show you. Okay, so I'm going to close this. I don't want to confuse everybody. See this add or create? I can click that add or create, and I could take something off my Google Drive. I could put a link. I could put a file. But here's the part that's really cool, right? If I have to type something up, I can click on Google Docs. It's going to create the way for me to do this assignment. I can type in it, type out whatever my answers are for my assignment, and then I just click turn it in, which is really easy, right? It's all right here. I don't have to have anything saved. It's an easy way to do things. Now, I have not asked you guys to do that yet because I've just given you videos. I've been trying to keep it as easy as possible, right? Because we've never did this, all right? So that's how you would do something or turn something in, okay? Does that make sense? So right here, we're on this assignment for this page. There's the title, points, your teacher, the date that I put it up. There's what you can actually click on. Pretty much shows you everything about the actual assignment. Okay. So all kinds of different things on this. If I had instructions, you would have seen those there. I showed you the total points. I didn't have a rubric on this one. I showed you the class comments. Showed you the add or create button. Showed you the turn in button. Yep, showed you everything. Just to make sure I didn't lose anything here. Okay. Let's talk one more time about if you were going to turn in something. Depending on the assignment, you can turn in a doc that your teacher assigned to you, right? So for some of my second graders, I already had a Google Doc. I made a copy of it for all of them. They could type right on it, and then they could turn it in to me, okay? So I might, or your other teachers might have a doc that they assign to you. They might ask you to create your own, or they might say, hey, go type this in Microsoft Word and then just add the file. Okay, that's all, but that's all more than you really have to worry about for right now, okay? So there's a lot of different ways you could do this from this point to get to putting your homework on here. And I showed you guys the easiest way, and let's just keep it at that for right this minute, okay? Anything else about that? No. There are different kinds of assignments I could put up. Could even be just like a question. So we won't worry about that right now. We'll experiment with some of that as we go along in these last few weeks. You guys are in a position that's going to be really good. You're going to be really ahead of most of our second graders in the fact that you're doing this before they did. Hope that helps you guys a little bit. If you have any other questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments for me under this video. Okay, and I will try to do my best to show you. So this has been this week's lesson on how to use the basics of Google Classroom. All right, talk to you guys soon.